with centuries of our national history in a delightful, remarkable, our wonderful chapter of our history flows to the foot of this tower where you are now present. 500 years ago, amidst a storm in the Indian Ocean, destiny guided the Portuguese to the enchanting shores of Lanka, a serendipitous encounter that marks a pivotal point in the history of Colombo. The captain of the Portuguese naval fleet, Lorenzo de Almeida, spots an unusually large mango tree, its branches lush with leaves, but barren of fruit. Colombo, once known as Colon, derived its name from this humble mango tree. Long before the arrival of the Portuguese, Colombo was a vibrant trading city, drawing merchants from distant lands, Arab, Persian, Bengali, and Chinese. In the middle of dense forests, marshy land, and rivers that surrounded Colombo, messengers lit bonfire, its smoke heralding the arrival of strangers from distant shores to gain Boarding about the fifth of Corte. Reports of the newcomers reaches the king's court. Dear Lord, a very white race, clad in iron, has landed on our shores. They are eating white rock and drinking blood, trading gold for mere trinkets, and their firearms seem out of this world, my king. The Portuguese requested for a land that would hold 100 cows, their young and one bull. A seemingly harmless request, to which the king reluctantly agreed. Coral Lake, from the bygone era of Colombo, was spread out as a great lake, enveloping landmarks such as Regal Cinema Hall, Colombo Fort, and the railway station. There arose a formidable fortress with 12 barracks. Inside there were churches, hospitals, and grand villas. The Portuguese soon conquered Corte. But against them stood one young prince, Prince Tigre, known to be born for war. The moat around the fort obstructed attacking the foot, so Prince Tigre cut a canal to divert its water. Today, it is known as San Sebastian Canal. Prince Tigre was a formidable fighter against the Portuguese powers. Prince Tigre besieged the fort, forcing the starving inhabitants to eat the trapped cats. In 1656, King Rajasinghe II took the help of the Dutch to eradicate the Portuguese power that Prince had confined to Colombo Fort. The departure of the Portuguese and the arrival of the Dutch was said to be like training ginger for chili. The VOC logo appeared on Dutch buildings and roofs. Houses with arched ledges, scrolls and porches came to Colombo. The Roman Dutch law came to Sri Lanka. At that time, a Dutch church built on grounds where wolves roamed was called Fulfen. A Dutch engineer named Beer built a channel to drain the water from Colon Lake. Since then, Colon Lake became Bear Lake. At 10 a.m. on February 16, 1796, the Dutch flag lowered for the last time over Colombo, marking the end of 140 years of Dutch dominion. In a symbolic gesture of surrender, the Dutch surrendered their arms to the incoming British forces in a site just meters away from where we stand. With the signing of the Campion Convention in 1815, the the entirety of Sri Lanka fell under British rule, and Colombo emerged as the nerve center of colonial power. In the same year, King Sri Vikramarajasinghe, the ruler of Kandy, was captured at Bomuri in central Kandy and brought to Colombo. Till he was sent to Vellore in India, he was housed in a Dutch officer's residence. Venkatarangama, the Indian wife of the king, stayed in a mansion in Maradana. The place where the queen went down to the Bear Lake to go to Maradana stood the Portuguese gunpowder building. The water in Colombo was brackish that day. The best water was at Captain's Garden, a place a few meters away from me. This water was distributed to the whole of Colombo. Sri Kailabasanandan Temple, the oldest Hindu temple in Colombo, is also located on this wonderful land. The queen who was taken in Maradana had new clothes sewn. Her famous painting, drawn by a painter named Danny, was drawn as she sat by the Bear Lake. The British, who revolutionized the country's road sector, built a road from Colombo to Maradana. The Portuguese gunpowder storehouse was turned into Lake House, the country's India powerhouse. The road next to this was called the Macallan Road. Today, it is called D.R. Vijayawardena Marg. Mr. D.R. Vijayawardena brought the last Lankan flag from England and published in his newspaper for recognition. Inspired by this, the national flag of Sri Lanka was born. In the place where the last king was housed stood one of Sri Lanka's highest buildings, named Akasakale, while in the place where the queen was taken by boat, today stands the tallest building in South Asia, and amidst the throng of daily life, as a beacon of harmony and joy, a place where the threads of history weave a unique story of unity, diversity, and a resilience of Colombo and its people.
Ready to land on Earth.
पुणे में करते हम उतारो
Your situation?
I'm ready, Arthur.
Rita, I think we landed in the western province of Sri Lanka, where its capital, Colombo, is located.
Arthur, shall we ask the directions from that flock of birds? Oh, where are we, Arthur? And so many birds in one place.
I heard that approximately 200 bird species migrate to Sri Lanka each year to escape the winter in their home countries.
Even though we are in the most urban area of Sri Lanka, there is no shortage of trees here, isn't there?
That's true. Yeah, that's the parliament, it seems. Not just the trees. Look at the variety of animals.
Look, there's a fishing cat. A cat who does his own fishing. There's so much to learn from nature. Maybe that's why we imitate birds and nature poses in yoga practices. There are many places to practice yoga exercises in and around Colombo.
In this island, there are things to see under the sea as well. There are more than 200 shipwrecks around the seas of Lanka. Out of that, 30 shipwrecks along the coast of the Western Province.
Either this lighthouse, which is more than 150 years old, must have shown the way to those seagoing ships, right?
Anita, I'm feeling hungry now. What do you want? Hoppers, shrimp pudding, or puttu?
Ice cream.
There is no shortage of different types of food here, isn't it?
Don't forget the drinks.
Don't forget the sweetmeats.
Even in the middle of crowded Colombo, historical and religious places like these help to soothe our minds, don't they?
We came to the Postal Museum, which is right next to Lotus Tower, to find out how messages were sent 200 years ago.
Avalokiteshwara statue of Polonnaruera,
The bronze statue of Goddess Tara,
the throne of Kantiera,
Sir Duke's Dutch time artillery,
Tholuvila Buddha statue of Anuradhapura era,
are only a few treasures in the Colombo National Museum.
You too. Come, see, learn. Throughout Colombo, you can see hotels and buildings influenced by both British and Dutch architecture. Sri Lanka boasts a few of the oldest hotels in Asia.
Anita, did you know that Russian writer Anton Chekhov called Sri Lanka a paradise on earth? It's time for us to go.
Let's meet on another day in this beautiful island.
We agree
That Sri Lanka is indeed a paradise.
ઊભી રહેજો હાલ બીજું આપ